13 inductee to the Volleyball Hall of Fame.
The three-time Olympic champion, head coach of the USA Women's National Volleyball Team, and a 2001 inductee to the Volleyball Hall of Fame, Karch Kiraly.
My favorite thing about evenings like this is that we get to stand in the presence of greatness. And Natalie's career should inspire us and should put us in awe. And there are many, many reasons for that. But three that stand out to me are, number one, volleyball, as in lots of things in life, is really, it's a problem to be solved. The server across the net, the attacker across the net, the team across the net, how do we solve that problem? And this player standing next to me has some of the most amazing problem-solving abilities. When you really see it come out is when somebody's injured and they have to figure out new ways to do that. And I've never seen anybody do it like Natalie did, in terms of coming up with these new solutions and to improvise and to figure out, okay, if I can't swing with my shoulder, what do? I have to come up with new solutions. And that's something I really admire. I had to face some of those challenges in my own career. Number two, we were talking about it earlier in terms of what it takes to be really good for a long period of time. And it has to be somebody who is willing to challenge herself or himself and continue to stretch one's boundaries and operate on an area of discomfort and to reinvent yourself and to figure out new ways of doing things. And she did that throughout her career, so that's another thing to really take great awe and inspiration from. And then the last thing is just, I much more admire somebody who does it over a very long period of time. And as you just heard, she was in 5 straight Olympic Games. That is just, none of us can imagine what she had to do every single day for 16 years to be prepared to go to 5 Olympic Games and to contend at each and every one of them. And so for all those reasons, congratulations, well done.
Thanks, Karch. Obviously standing up here with you, introducing me is an honor in itself, and I watched your pink hat for many years do things that, as Al said about Karen, people still don't do today, so thank you. Karen, as you saw, I had bad hair days as well, but I don't think you stuck your bum in the air at the end of your match, so that's one thing I have over you to the TV cameras of the world. So let me start by saying that it is a humbling honor to be in Holyoke. Mayor, thank you for having us and everybody in this city. When I was first told that I would be inducted into the Volleyball Hall of Fame, I had to Google Holyoke, Massachusetts. From a long way away in Australia, I didn't realize that this was the birthplace of volleyball, which is a sin. And many people need to understand the pride of this city and what it means to them to have volleyball as a birthplace here in Holyoke, Massachusetts, should be seen by everybody in the world. So for everyone watching on the internet and all around the world, you must see Holyoke, Massachusetts if you have any volleyball blood in your body. To see volleyballs painted on the road, to see the emblem on police cars and the uniform of the police officers, it is amazing. My story, I started as an 8-year-old swimming, and it was my dream to go to the Olympic Games. And I was watching on TV some of the swimmers at the time, and I said, I want to do that. And I had no idea that it would evolve through many sports, through golf, tennis, taekwondo, skateboarding, water polo, that I would come across a notice on the school notice board about this big at the age of 14 that said, volleyball trip to Canada and America. And I raced upstairs in the PE department and I said, what's volleyball? And at that stage, I didn't really care what it was. I wanted to go to Disneyland. I wanted to go to the mountains in Canada. I wanted to travel the world. And for many of you that haven't been to Australia, when you want to visit Australia, I wanted to leave. It is a great place, but as a young kid, and I know there's a few here that I've spoken to today, they want to travel. And I wanted to travel, and that's what got me into volleyball. And then when I played this wonderful sport, I fell in love with it instantly. From the age of 14 to now at 38, 24 years of my life has been dedicated to this magical sport called volleyball. Obviously in 1993, when it became an official Olympic sport for beach volleyball, I switched to beach volleyball. And to go to 5 Olympic Games with the 2007 inductee, Kerry Pottharst. We did 1996, we did Sydney 2000 together. Very special to win 2 Olympic medals and a gold medal on Bondi Beach at home with the very famous Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Chant. There's a few, Dad. Thanks for not letting me down. I was worried. Was very, very special to me. And then, as Karch mentioned, we went on to 2004 and I had an injury playing with Nicole Sanderson. And the sad thing about that was not the injury. We came 4th at the Olympics. The sad thing was that Nicole didn't get to experience standing on the podium. So that was more hurtful than the shoulder at the time. But when your right arm goes, there's only one thing left to do, Karch, and that's to hit it with your left. So I hadn't practiced that. I maybe should have. It didn't really go down too well. And then moved on to 2008 with Tamsin Barnett at the time. She then got married for 2012 and became Tamsin Hinchley. So I've had 3 wonderful Olympic partners and a wonderful journey with this sport. And now I continue through my business Sandstorm and my legacy to a program called Surf Volley to continue to offer the dream for the youth of today. So I'd like to thank a few people, especially in the room. Now, my mum started crying when Joel was up here, so she continued to cry when Karen was up here. And so Mum, it's okay, you can keep crying. The pride that comes from my family, my mother and father are here tonight. They've been to 5 Olympic Games with me. My brother, who isn't here, he's at home taking care of Sandstorm, making sure it keeps running. My brother is very, very special in the family. He's been to 5 Olympics as well. My mother-in-law, Vicky, is here. She drove from Nova Scotia, Canada, so thank you. My long-term volleyball companion and friend, Mandy Coombs, who is a school teacher, and as Joel talked about, one of those people that continue to spread the love of volleyball and teach some amazing people and kids, and actually had written the history of volleyball, so knew exactly where Holyoke was. And I should have asked you before that, Mandy. So Mandy's here, and Mandy, ironically, you didn't see her in the video, but she was the line judge on the line where the last ball went out. So she held the flag up, called the last ball out, and it wasn't rigged, so I'll give you that. To my special partner and wife, Sarah, thank you for being here and for the last 13 years together. Sarah and I competed against each other for many, many years, and she supported me even when both of us were trying to win Olympic gold medals. So, supported me, you made me a better volleyball player, you made me a better person. So thank you. My grandfather, who isn't here, was the one that drove me to success, and I used to come home every day and see him, and he'd say, "Did you win?" It didn't matter what I was playing. I didn't even have to play sport. I just had to win something. And so at the time, I figured out that the best thing I should do was just say yes every day. So I felt like a winner from a very, very early age, and thanks to my grandfather. My grandmother's at home, so she was very supportive as well. I could go on and on with the list, but the very special team I would like to thank was obviously Kerry Pottharst, my partner, Steve Anderson, my coach, who is now, I had for 16 years and 4 Olympic Games. He's now in Canada. Hugh? Hugh has stolen him to Canada to head up the Canadian beach volleyball program. Steve is a very special person and a great influence in my life. Kirik Ashley, our world record fire walker and success coach. For those that want to know more about that, that's in my book. Fire walking, glass walking, parachuting, all of those crazy things made it very, very successful for us. So Kirik, thank you. And Phil Morland, our strength and conditioning coach, who tried for many years to give me more muscles in my calves and my biceps, but I will never be like Spike Kemner. When Karen hit that ball, there was only one thing to do, and that was run. Many of the coaches I had outside of that, many of the teachers, I'd like to say special thanks to the FIVB and all the promoters of the International Beach Volleyball Tour. I couldn't have done it without them. To Volleyball Australia, to the Australian Olympic Committee, and to all the volunteers and the referees. I have to say thank you to the referees. Not always loved, but always there and supportive of our wonderful game. So I don't think I've missed anyone. If I have, then thank you to everyone. This sport has made me the person I am today, and I just hope that I can give something more back to it than it's given to me. So to be inducted into the Hall of Fame with the class of 2013, I'm very, very honoured, I'm very, very humbled, and I'm proud to say that I'm a volleyballer. Thank you.